We are going to give you some tips to deal with depression, whether you are experiencing it yourself or someone you know is having a hard time and you are interested in helping them. Always try to maintain a good level of activities. People who have negative thoughts about themselves usually abandon the activities they previously enjoyed, because they no longer motivate them and they do not seem attractive. However, when they abandon them, they abandon themselves. It is a vicious circle: the less activity, greater depression, and greater depression, less activity. For this reason, it is essential to continue doing activities that you previously enjoyed, even if at this moment they are not so significant and are not entirely satisfactory. It is normal that if you feel depressed you will not like it, but little by little the pleasure will return. You can also look for other activities that you did not do before. Maybe it is time to try other things. Not demanding 100%. When a person always demands 100%, even without being depressed, he usually ends up frustrated. In case of depression, this frustration can reach a higher level, so it is necessary to avoid always wanting to achieve 100%. We are human and we are not perfect. Trying to enjoy an activity just to do it, without self-demands, can be liberating. If you feel sad, just try to do your activities. Even if you are not performing at your best, you will slowly begin to notice that each time you reach your highest level. Let's see an example. Let's take an elite athlete, for example, Rafa Nadal, or the one you like the most. Throughout his career they have lost many games. If you look at the press conference after losing the game, they usually say things like, "Well, I played well or badly, the opponent was better than me." They do not usually make apologies of the type, "The referee hurt me," or "It was too windy, too sunny, the court was not good," or any other apology. They assume defeat, and sometimes after that defeat the next day they have another vital match. With this I want you to see that even being the best in the world they have defeats, and the interesting thing is to see how they handle them mentally. They go out to win the game, but if in the end they lose, nothing happens. Now we transfer that to our world of normal people. We all have dreams and illusions. Some will not be fulfilled and others will. We have to try to fight for what we want, but being critical, few of us are going to be like Rafa Nadal. Try not to avoid social gatherings or activities outside the home. It is common for a person who feels depressed to think that it is better to avoid social gatherings because she will not enjoy them or because she is not in the mood. Despite this, it is favorable to go to these events. It may be that at the beginning they are not enjoyed, but they do allow us to avoid the isolation and loneliness that commonly lead to increased depression. Try to help yourself. Think that in those meetings of friends or family little important topics are usually discussed. You may be thinking that you are very bad and nobody cares, that you will never be able to do I do not know what, etc., and you do not care what they are talking about, football, jokes, politics, or anything. Try to stop those negative thoughts and try to integrate. Notice one thing. If you notice we have said, "I am so bad and people have fun, I see everything black and nobody cares," etc. It is true, it is a reality. Most people have their lives, their jobs, and their problems, and they will not be able to dedicate all the time to you. You are the first who has to help yourself. Also, at first people will be understanding with you, but if you are always complaining, in the end people will try to avoid you. Chat with close friends and family. Many people prefer to remain silent when they are sad. They think that, If they only talk about how bad they are going, others will reject it. However, talking is therapeutic and can help to show us a bigger picture than we can see from the light. Sadness. In addition, commenting on it with friends and family allows us to realize that our support network is larger than we thought. In case a person prefers not to comment on it with friends or close people, there are support groups, special telephone lines, professionals, and spiritual advisors who are willing to listen. Nowadays, thanks to the internet, you can talk to many people around the world. Look for forums, chats, you can even exchange languages, that is, there are platforms that you speak for half an hour in one language and the other half an hour in another language. You can learn Spanish, French, etc. Try to do an activity outside the home, in the open air, whatever sport you like. If it can be sports with more people, better, and if not, a simple walk. It can be truly therapeutic and help us a lot. If possible, do it 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week. The mood will tend to improve and physically it is very healthy. There are some mobile applications that can help you follow your progress. You can listen to music, news, or a program or podcast that you like, or just listen around, whatever motivates you the most. Remember, help yourself. Maybe you don't feel like going out to play sports, you want more to stay in bed watching TV without doing anything, but go for a simple walk through the streets of your city, or if you live in the field around your house, it does not take much effort, it is to get dressed and go for a walk. Here the depressed person usually apologizes. If for example he is going out and it rains, he will have the typical thoughts of, everything bad always happens to me, is that I just go out and it rains, is that life does not want me to go out, etc. Try to fight and change negative thoughts. It rains because it had to rain, nothing happens. With an umbrella and suitable footwear it is solved. Either it's so much effort, do it, help yourself. Living in the present sounds logical, but in reality people who are depressed find that the future is completely bleak. It is important to realize that although today looks black, tomorrow could be better. That is, the fact that today I feel bad does not mean that I will always live with this feeling. Try to prevent the future from falling on you like a stream of ice water. Better focus on what you can do. Even if the change is not radical, it will always be constant. Depression is a complex disease. The first thing you have to keep in mind is that the person who can help you the most is yourself. Try to love yourself more, analyze yourself, be critical of yourself. After analyzing yourself, being critical, you will see that you have good things and bad things. Like everyone else, we all have defects, virtues, fears, etc. Some manage them better than others. If you see that you are not capable of doing it, just turn to friends or family, and if not, to the help of a professional. There is nothing wrong with turning to a professional. Before it was thought that if you went to the psychologist you were crazy, but no, a person who goes to a psychologist needs help to overcome a problem. It may be because you do not know how to properly manage your emotions or thoughts, and the professional will help you. So far the video, I hope you liked it. If so, I would appreciate if you subscribe and give it a like. It will help us to continue with the channel. Thanks.